We're going to move over now to Lieutenant Commander Koa Thomas. Commander Thomas, how are you today?
I am doing wonderful. Happy to be here.
Oh, great, great, great. Well, we're happy to have you. And also, the Navy really presents some incredible opportunities for both young men and young women. And there's also what I'm seeing is a large HBCU kind of connection between our military and opportunities to get college paid for and move you right into a career afterwards. So why don't we throw on a video, and after that, come in and introduce yourself and let the people know what the Navy can do for them.
Sounds good.
I wanted to see other people, get some other perspectives, see what else was out there.
I have got sailors from all around the world, different backgrounds, different beliefs and religions and race, but also different upbringings.
We take people in the Navy from around the world. And I think that's important because you get ideas from all over.
I'm from New York.
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
I am from Vermont.
I came from Cuba.
I'd never been on the ocean before I joined the Navy.
I'm a first-generation sailor.
We're all given the same test. They're just simply looking at how well do you do your job.
If you're diligent and hardworking and you study the references, you can do anything in this Navy.
You get to a certain level of leadership where you can actually affect culture.
There should be no reason why it matters whether you're a man or a woman or black or white or what your gender identity is.
Everybody has equal rights and equal opportunities.
The Navy has given me more opportunities than I ever could have imagined coming from a small town.
I've been to Bahrain, I've been to Italy,
Australia, to Singapore, Philippines, Thailand.
I've been so many places, I'm trying to keep them separate.
I mean, I've been to 4 or 5 different countries in the last year.
Being in the Navy and being to another country, to another culture, it teaches you how to find yourself, how to actually be an adult and be responsible.
No matter where you go, you're going to meet people from places you've never been before, and they're going to have experiences you've never had before. So learning from those people is one of the biggest advantages, I'll say, from being in the Navy.
The people that I work with, they immediately become like a group of family.
Anytime you've got a team that's able to get something complex accomplished, right? Do something hard together and do it well, that builds morale.
You can't learn this level of teamwork or hardship or flexibility anywhere else.
You will not find an organization or a business in the world with the diversity that the Navy has, or more importantly, a business that uses its diversity the way the Navy does to win wars.
Yes. I get so excited every time I see that video. So thank you again, John, and thank you for allowing me to spend a little bit of time today to talk about the NROTC scholarship opportunities for you all. Again, my name is Lieutenant Commander Koa Thomas. I am actually a graduate of Hampton University, where I earned my Bachelor's of Science degree in nursing. Currently, I'm stationed in Millington, Tennessee, which is right outside of Memphis at the Navy Recruiting Command, and I am a program manager for outreach and diversity for the Navy. Can we go ahead and start the slides? Thank you very much. Next slide. So this presentation and this time to speak to you all is very near and dear to my heart. I am, as I said, a product of the scholarship. The Navy, I guess I can say the Navy has afforded me the opportunity to travel the world. So far, I have 5 continents, 28 countries and counting that I've had a chance to experience. In addition, I've been able to provide health care to, active duty service members, their families, and allied forces in a deployed setting. I've deployed twice to Kandahar, Afghanistan as a nurse. And I've also been a part of a fleet surgical team on a Western Pacific deployment on a Navy warship. So I've had a plethora of experiences and opportunities. And additionally, I'm able to serve my country. Although not perfect, you yourself can be a key leader and a piece of providing security and safety to our country, which includes your mom, your dad, your cousin, your uncle, and ultimately being part of that 1% of Americans who actually, serve in the military, which is not many. So you're part of a special brand. And then I also like to add the Navy is, as you saw in the video, is a branch that includes all. So you can fly a plane like the Air Force. You're on in the waters like the Coast Guard. We have the Marine Corps as well, who similar to the Army, who do our land maneuvers. So you have a full backing of every branch. You can find that in the Navy. Next slide. So yes, to secure your future, I challenge you to find another corporation or another company that offers as many opportunities as the Navy. So when this presentation is complete, just search, do a Google search, and see where else you can find more than 130 fields of opportunity for you for whatever of your interests. Of course, I'm in healthcare, but there are so many opportunities that you can grow and thrive in the Navy. And I challenge you to find another company that can have that for you. Next slide. So belonging to something bigger. As you will progress through the NROTC program or the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps program, you will essentially be applying your junior year of high school. So the application opens on the 1st of April of every year. And that allows you time to complete the application. And then it does close the 31st of January of the following year. So as you submit your application, and when you are awarded the scholarship, you will become a midshipman in the Navy, right? So as a midshipman, you will be participating in different leadership activities, as you see in this photograph. You will also be doing physical fitness and physical training throughout the week. And then you also will be taking naval courses where you'll learn about naval history. You'll learn about the different types of ships and submarines and aircraft that the Navy has. And that's just to say the least. So you will get all that experience while you are a full-time college student at your school of choice. Next slide. In addition, the Navy will never put you in an opportunity or put you in an environment where you're not properly trained. So the summer between your sophomore and your junior year, you will be given 2 opportunities to spend about a month, whether you're on a Navy ship or a submarine or an aircraft, whichever is your interest. You will be working and training side by side with active duty officers and sailors or enlisted during your summer training. Next slide. So what do you get? I think it's inevitable that you will get a full-time job. You will get a guaranteed job when you graduate college. You might have heard some horror stories about maybe you've heard of someone getting their degree, graduating from college, not being able to find a job after they graduate. They may work at Burger King or something while they're looking for jobs. You will not have that experience because you will as soon as you graduate, you will commission into the Navy as an ensign. You will have a competitive entry level salary. Our salary is not a secret. You can definitely Google military pay scale, and you can see what you'll be making depending on where you're stationed, what part of the country you're stationed. But your salary will be competitive compared to your peers. We've already obviously talked about unlimited travel opportunities. You immediately will have high-level leadership and managerial opportunities. So say you don't complete a 20-year career, say you don't retire, you do your commitment and you decide to get out of the military. You already are a step above your peers because you have a resume that shows your leadership opportunities, that shows that you are able to lead and manage a team. So that is going to be, like I said, you're going to be a step ahead of the competitors that you are applying against. In addition, something that you might not be thinking about now, but is very important, is your health care. That is all free, right? So your medical, your dental care, as an active duty service member, that is free. And once you, if you decide to stay in and you marry and you have a family, that's free for your family as well. And then last but not least, vacation. We all need time to unplug and take some time off to see the world on your own. Every year you get 30 days of paid vacation guaranteed to you. Next slide. All right, so scholarship benefits. So you see they're up to $200,000 to cover the cost of your degree. What does that mean? That means that, say you apply to a school that has an NROTC program, for example, Yale. Yale has Navy ROTC there. Yale's tuition is about $63,000 a year. So the Navy will be covering that tuition 100%. So that is zero coming out of your pocket, right? So then that's for any school. So any school that has an NROTC program, your tuition, it will be 100% paid for. In addition, you will receive a monthly allowance. It starts at $250 a month and increases $50 each year. And that money is for you to do what you please. That is your money to spend how you like. You can, go to the movies, grab something to eat, save. I'm a fan of savings. Definitely have some financial responsibility there, but that is your money to spend or save how you choose. So in addition to, again, your tuition, books, fees, room and board covered, you again also have that monthly stipend. Next slide. Alrighty, so we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the presentation here. So your scholarship requirements. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss 4 different opportunities that the Navy has, 4 different NROTC scholarships that the Navy has. And I'm going to be sliding through a couple slides here, so please bear with me. But the first scholarship that I wanted to discuss was our immediate scholarship reservation, or ISR. So this is going to be for our top tier high school students who perform exceptionally well on their ACT or their SAT. And what, as the title of the name of the scholarship, what it says, that it is an immediate scholarship, meaning it is a guaranteed scholarship. So this opportunity is not as available as our other scholarship options, because again, this is our top tier students. So if that is you, if you have a ACT score of 54 or higher combined, with your math being a minimum of 26 and your English a minimum of 22, with your SAT, or if you take the SAT, if your score is a 1230 or higher, with your math a minimum of 600 and your English and writing a minimum of 550, you are eligible for the immediate scholarship. Meaning that you're not necessarily competing at a board, but you are guaranteed a scholarship because you have shown, your academic excellence in high school. In addition to the standardized test requirements, you will also need to be top 20% of your class. So a caveat for that, so say your high school doesn't have class rankings, or you maybe you're not quite 20%, but you do have the SAT or ACT score. That is something that is waiverable, that, at the time of your application process, you'd be working with your coordinator to work with your counselor to submit a letter of exclusion, okay? So that's the first option. Our next option is the NROTC. Our next NROTC option is the national scholarship. So this SAT, ACT requirement is a little bit lower, but this scholarship is going to be, there's more opportunities for it, but you will be competing with other students that are applying for this scholarship. So your application will go to a board, it will be reviewed, and if you are awarded the scholarship, you would have to have an SAT score of 1100 with a minimum of 540 in math and 550 in reading and writing. And if you take the ACT, your score would need to be at least a 44 combined, with your math being a minimum of 21 and English a minimum of 22. And lastly, in addition to your SAT or ACT, your GPA will need to be at least a 2.75. With at least a 2.0, or you should be excelling in your Algebra 2 or any equivalent course in math as well in high school. Okay, so again, your ISR is going to be your your top tier scholarship for those excelling, students that excel academically. The second scholarship that we discussed was the national scholarship. Still top tier, but a little bit lower requirement for the SAT and ACT scores. And then our last NROTC, well, not the last ones, I have two more. But the third one, can we scroll to the slide that says minority serving institution? One more. One more down. One more down. There we go. All right. So the third option is the Minority Serving Institution, or MSI. So with this opportunity, it's geared for our students that are interested in attending a minority serving institution. And what that includes is our historically Black colleges and universities, or HBCUs, as well as the Hispanic serving institutions, or HSIs. Okay. So with this scholarship, there is no combined minimum requirement for the SAT or ACT. You just need to meet the requirement for your SAT, and your math should be at least a 540, with your reading and writing at least a 550. And if you take the ACT, your math needs to be at least a 21, with your English at least a 22. Again, you don't have to have a combined score for this scholarship. And I do want to point out that this scholarship is for Navy option only. The national scholarship was available to Navy option, Marine Corps option, or nurse option, but the minority serving institution scholarship is available for Navy option only. So some in the audience may not be aware, but the Navy and the Marine Corps, similar to the Air Force's Space Force and Air Force, the Navy and the Marine Corps work in tandem. And so if you're applying to the Marine Corps, that is going to be through the NROTC scholarship as well. All right. Sorry, we're going to scroll back up. Do you mind scrolling up to the slide that says degree? Yep, right there, degree requirements. All righty. So I wanted to kind of culminate those three options by saying this: there is no service commitment until after the first year of college. What does that mean? That means you say you're awarded any of those three options for your scholarship from the Navy, right? You are accepted into the school of your choice. You're working through the program. You're a freshman in college, and you start to realize, maybe this is not for me. Maybe the Navy is not what I want to do. That's okay. You have no commitment to the Navy as long as you resign or you give back your scholarship during your freshman year. Now, however, if you continue into your sophomore year and you are still on the Navy scholarship, that is when your obligation starts. So the service commitment is 5 years of active duty service once you complete your college degree, right? So once you graduate, you will commission into the military, into the Navy as an ensign. But that service requirement is required after if you were still on scholarship after your sophomore year. Okay. Alrighty. Can we scroll to the slide that has the learn more here while you're pulling up the last option, which is the NPP? So one more or two more slides. One more. One more. One more. There you go. So if you don't mind leaving this up while you pull up the other one. So we are going to talk about one more opportunity that is actually very new. But I wanted to leave this screen up for you all to either scan with your camera phone or definitely visit the website here. This is I know I've talked about a lot of information, but this website will spell out everything that I've said. And so please definitely visit the website, or you can scan to get more information. So this is fairly new, less than 2 years old. The Navy, realized that diversity and inclusiveness is an important aspect of leadership of any organization. And sometimes, your high quality students, they may not have, the best test scores. They may not be really good test takers. That was me. My GPA was fairly decent in high school, but I was not a good standardized test taker. This opportunity was not available when I applied. Thankfully, I was able to, I earned enough for the nurse option scholarship. However, this would have been a good opportunity to potentially pursue if it was available, when I applied. So this is, again, the NROTC preparatory program, or acronym NPP. And what it does is it partners with schools to enhance students' preparation for success. And so what makes this scholarship different is that there is no requirement for the ACT or SAT score. You just have to take it, but there's no minimum requirement for it. This is more so looking at as a whole person evaluation. So the Navy is going to, seek an individual who has demonstrated leadership, integrity, character, but they might not have the standardized test score, or their high school that they attended may not have had those advanced courses that set them up for greater success. And so with this opportunity, they're going to look at more of what do you do in your community? What is your teachers and your counselors and your peers? What are they saying about you? What does your drive look like? Have you had any barriers to overcome? And if so, how did you do that? How did you excel regardless of the personal adversity you may have had to face? So what this is you would essentially be given a prep year of college. So this program is the Navy is working with 20 colleges that have this program, and each college is going to be unique to its own program. So, for example, some colleges may offer additional, mentorship, additional educational counseling. Some programs may offer additional physical fitness training. But again, every school is going to be unique in their program, and you would apply for this program through the school. And what that means is your first year, the school that you apply to, for example, say that you applied to one of the schools is University of Memphis. So Memphis would fund that first year of your prep year. Memphis would fund that year. And once you excel and you do well in your courses, the Navy would then award you an NROTC scholarship for the additional 4 years. So it will be a 5-year program. So you'd be in college for 5 years. But again, that first year is your prep year, and that first year is not coming out of your pocket because you would have applied to the school, been accepted to the school, and the school will be covering that first year. Again, there are 20 schools that are following with the Navy, that have joined with the Navy for this program. And I'd like to say that 3 of those schools are actually HBCUs. So if you have interest in Savannah State, Southern University, Tuskegee University, they also are participating in the NPP program. So I know I gave a lot of information. I wanted to just, like I said, I'm really excited. I've been in the Navy, and being a product of this scholarship, I just want to make sure that the information is shared in our community. And there's opportunities out there for you. There's money out there for you. Let's take advantage of it.
Commander Thomas, thank you so much for your presentation. And also the thing that I wanted to kind of reiterate here is you have something that's called a service requirement after school. But actually what you're talking about is a guaranteed job where they're not going to fire you before the end of your service requirements. You're talking about a guaranteed job for 5 years. So I want you guys to think about this. If you have a job guarantee for 5 years and it averages $50,000 a year, what you actually have is a $250,000 contract.
Exactly. And like you said, with little to no debt after you graduate. So of that $250K, you're pocketing that because you're not having to pay for loans and other obligations. That's all money that you can start to build your nest egg for your savings.
Man, that's a beautiful thing. So if you're thinking about starting a family at some point, you're not starting in debt, you're starting with a contract, and that's a really important part. So listen, Commander Thomas, thank you so much. And Commander Thomas is now going to move over to the chat on KappaLeague.tv. And if you have any questions at all, Major Cotton is still in the chat. Commander Thomas is going to be in the chat. Jump over in the chat and find out what some of this information is. And also, we're going to be restreaming this on Kappa League TV. So if you missed anything, you want to come back and see it, the restreams will be up tomorrow. And part of how we make sure this information stays both current and accessible. And of course, you can hit the subscribe button on Kappa League TV while you're there.